5-minute trap. Pandas. Good morning, Pandas. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining. We just finished the pre-market show. Glad that you guys could be there. Jonathan G, a man of his word. He says, I said I was gonna subscribe. Here I am. That's what I like. A man of his word. Jonathan G. Major Dave. Good morning, guys. Day trading like a predator. Good morning. Make sure you guys fill out that poll. Today is Whiskey Wednesday, so you know what that means. Scalp that like button. Scalp that like button. 250 likes, and we'll drink some whiskey to celebrate. Thanking you all for your support. Here he says, does everyone use the two-leg pullback to make money here? Well, baby, that's the plan. Bernadette from New Jersey. Good morning. FZN, good morning. No trigger, no trade. Good morning. Speedy Boy, good morning. Andrew Gibson, good morning. Zero Cool, good morning. Craig Angelo, good morning. Get Poker, good morning. Wyatt, good morning. Jinx. Hey, it's Whiskey Wednesday. Let's go, baby. Currently in a trading range. Trading range indicator, give us a trading range. Kind of playing around yesterday's close. I wouldn't be surprised if we come back up here. Let's look at the daily chart. The daily chart has a two-leggy forming with higher lows. And this could be a very bullish pattern here. If we break above yesterday's high, whoo, boy oh boy. Could get wild, could get wild. Good morning, guys. Can I get a quick chart check? Quick chart check. Yeah, so we're in a trading range and currently have a break of trend to new low created already. We're beneath the 20 MA, but we're near the bottom of the trading range, and we may make our way back up here. This is a higher low setup.
Five-minute trap.
Russell H. with his big cojones says, I'll have a 20 contract buy order right above at yesterday's high. Let's go, baby. Thanks for the chart check. Appreciate it. Frank Angelo, good morning. SW Blaze, good morning. Todd, good morning. I'll probably have an order at yesterday's high as well. Yesterday's high is right here. It's funny as it seems, but we actually have a ledge here from 2 days ago that I marked. And it was this ledge here with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits in a row. And I marked it. And yesterday, we got near it 1 point and bounced away from it. So yesterday's high right here. I'm curious to see what's gonna happen. I most likely will have an order here, maybe to get a 2-point scalp, maybe 5 points. I'm not sure. We do have a break of trend to new low already created. So with 4 pushes down, most likely gonna go long here, if anything. Seeing that the trading range indicator right now is giving us this trading range. Interesting. Hate to say it, but this is a head and shoulders, but don't know. See where 5 minute telling us right now. 5 minute giving us a 2-leggy off the 20 EMA here. But 5 minutes also showing us trading range that's still active. Got 3 minutes to market open. I'm gonna wait till the market opens here. Currently, this is a higher low, second entry long, at the bottom of a trading range. Make sure you guys scalp that like button. All right, Diego. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to be funny, but let's be respectful to others. You know what I mean? All right, thanks for the confirmation, guys. Market open in about 1 minute, and I'm looking to go long here. Boy, oh boy. About 20 seconds to market open. Market just open. Do not copy my trades. All right, looking for probably one more push down now. Big push down. The head and shoulders might be playing out here. The big head and shoulders here setting up. Hmm. Pretty strong downtrend, but no entries for me. All right, chat. Let's not be little children here. Break it up, break it up. All right, pandas. Let's focus on the charts here. Make sure you guys scalp that like button. We have a failed trap here. This may reverse. Right, we gotta break a trend to new low. Higher low setup. I'm not sure if I want a second entry short here. I'm probably more interested in a trap trade here than a second entry short, because we're at a potential reversal area. I'm gonna go long here. Couldn't time that. Saw the break a trend to new low, and seeing the failure here, went long. Let's go, baby. Easy peasy, easy money. Let's go, baby. Get that bamboo. Finally a setup that I like. Happening on stream. Took forever. The last 2 days, the streams have been very dry in terms of setups, which is unfortunate. Yeah, anyone else that mocks anyone else on the chat, I'm just going to put you guys in timeout. We got 4 pushes up here. Outside bar reversal. If you guys act like little kids, I'll treat you like little kids. Make sure you guys scalp that like button. We have a whiskey challenge today. 250 likes. Very, very feasible goal. We do have a 2-leggy here. I don't know if I like it now. The trend doesn't look very strong. It is above the 20 MA. But the reversal doesn't look very strong, right? We had a big push up, but then no follow through. Taking a second entry long here, I'm just not entirely sure if it's going to be good here. It's a 2-legged pullback above the 20 MA, but notice how choppy it's getting, making it difficult for me to want to go long here. We basically have an A, B, C pattern. 2-leggy above the 20 MA. Signal bar is horrendous, pluses and chop. So it's difficult to take this trade if you want to go long. Signal bar is, well, this is technically your signal bar, but that's your trigger bar, which is pretty decent trigger bar. Right, but coming back to the top of the chop, and it's hard to enter a trade when you know you're finding resistance here. You could, if you wanted to, come in with a small retracement, reducing your risk here by 1, 2, 3 point risk, thinking if you're gonna push up here, ends up giving you a nice scalp right there. But a decent entry part, you maybe with a retracement might have been a decent trade because you reduce your risk, but yeah, tricky trade in my opinion. Just because you have this chop here and you have to recognize that. But that is a 2-leggy above the 20 MA. Just an ugly 2-legged pullback. Right, that's your signal bar. Your trigger bar makes it so potentially you want to enter that, but you might want to come with a small retracement there. I mean, at the end, these are just overlapping bars, so difficult to say that this was going to do that push up here. In my opinion, for me, I didn't feel confident. Very interesting. I mean, as you can notice, we had to break a trend to new high. Unless this is our channel. So, you know, are you gonna read this like this, where we break a trend to new high, or are we going to make a channel going upwards, thinking that this is a reversal? Price action could help us here, but
10,000 tick
strong
trap.
bear bar ending near its low. 10,000 tick trap forming as well. Two-legged pullback here again. A, B, C. Ooh. The risk is really large here. I can't enter that. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's about 5-point risk. Ooh. That's scary. You can reduce your risk here, but that's a little scary, reversing like that. I don't like it when there's a wick above the trading range like that, because it makes me feel like it wants to come back to the bottom of this trading range. That's a little scary, in my opinion. This price action is getting too choppy for me. Maybe a good chance to push up now. Like, it came up, it reversed, and I thought it would be a failed breakout of this trading range, but ends up working out decently here. Still hasn't made your 2 points yet, but it looks like it's going to. But that's scary, right? When you break out like this, create a large wick, especially above a trading range, it makes you feel like it's gonna be a failed breakout and it might reverse. I'm just sitting on my pause here. I just don't know. Regardless, if I was in this trade, I'd be sweating. 1, 2, 3. I may enter long here because we're getting confirmation of this trend line now. So I may want to go long here. This confirmation of this trend line is making me want to go long. If you start trading way below it, then no longer interested. Might get a double bottom here. No longer interested. I was interested because of this trend line holding up, but now I don't think it's holding up that much. Right, we actually traded way too far beneath it, like 2 points beneath it. Not really interested in this one anymore. Like, I thought I was respecting my trend line, but right now, the fact that it went this far down beneath it, I just don't know. Disrespect, you know? Disrespecting my trend line. I don't like that. Jenny Hoya says, I'm not completely familiar with the two-leggy, so do you enter the two-leggy trade only if it's in the trading range? It's mostly used for trending days, where you have a strong trend, a strong push up, and then you have a two-leggy, right? Basically a bull flag of some sort. It's a type of bull flag, and then just a two-legged pullback. And typically what you want is in this area right here to be a key area, right, where it bounces off of, such as support, resistance.
10,000 tick trap.
You want it to be a you know, moving average, trend line, something like that. I'm just sitting on my pause. This is too choppy, so this can break out. Of course, it can break up higher. We're clearly above the 20 EMA, but because it's so choppy, I'm just unsure what's going to happen here. This is a trap trade to the long side. decent push up, right? Clearly above the 20 EMA, staying above the 20 EMA here. But like I mentioned, it's just too choppy. I'm not sure if it's going to get sucked back into, right? The reason why you don't want to go long in this chop is because if you think about it, chop is created with limit orders. So that means there's a bunch of limit orders just waiting above all these bars. And so here, it's a nice push up, right? It ends up respecting my trend line here, but just in a way where I didn't feel confident. I did not feel confident. It was just too choppy, right? Too many wicks here for me, and just not. It's not pretty. The price action there was not something I look for. I know it worked out this time, but next time, who knows? That's tricky. I didn't like the fact that we pushed down so far, but maybe it was okay because we ended up staying above my trend line. Also 20 EMA. Oh, but that's tricky. You know, I've been burned by these before, so that's typically why I don't enter trades, because I'm getting like trauma and flashbacks of similar setups that I've been burned. And and you know, nothing is really stronger in terms of memory for trauma. I mean, if you think of like any traumatic experience you've had, your memory just becomes like almost photographic. Like there was like a time where I remember like I was riding my bike, and or you know, for instance, everyone kind of remembers, if you're old enough, where they were for 9/11. Right, like pretty much you can remember like where you're standing, like, or where you're sitting, what room you were in, when it happened. You know, because it's such a traumatic experience, your memory just becomes, it's probably like some sort of defense mechanism to prevent from that situation from happening again. Like your mind just really captures that, you know, that moment. And so I remember I remember exactly what grade I was in. I was in like a history class, and they turned it on the TV, and the news came out, and we were, you know, people were crying. I remember it was like a sunny day. Jenny says I wasn't even alive during the 9/11. See, I told you, you remember exactly where you were at 9/11. You were non-existent. Yeah, so I typically stay away from stuff like this. Too choppy for me. Even though you have a lot of evidence, it is going long. So, I mean, you can trade this in a certain way, but I'd say if you trade this, you have to trade with appropriate risk reward. Like, I'm not sure if I would scalp this trade. I would probably swing it. For all the times I lost, you know, you would lose this kind of trade. You have to make it up with your wins. So you have to have appropriate risk reward where it matches the probability. Right? I'm not saying revenge. I'm not talking about revenge trading. I'm talking about mathematics. Jenny Hoyos asks a good question. This might sound dumb, but what if you see a three-leggy pullback? Does that make the trade weaker? I don't think so. I think at the end, any pullback beyond two is still a second entry, still two-legged. It's just a chain of two-legged pullbacks. But if it's in a good area and you can get this nice pullback and nice signal bar, then yeah. So basically, I mainly skip first entries. The only time I really take first entries if they're traps. Otherwise, I don't really take first entries. But I'll take second, third, fourth, fifth entries. Yeah, but this is a two-legged here. All right, nice two-legged pullback. A, B, C. Big push up. It actually ended up becoming an outside bar reversal. I'm not sure if you realized that, but that was an outside bar reversal. It had like a retracement here, but yeah. Uriel Cohen, a rainbow badged panda. Do appreciate it. If the leg's about 6 legs, then it starts to get weak, I think. I am going to have an order above here. I will have an order above here, which is the yesterday's high. I will try to scalp probably 2 points. I'm not going long here, right? Far away from 20 MA. It's not near any key area, but it's a two-legged pullback. Strong uptrend, but it's kind of floating in the middle in there. In fact, it's actually hitting the top of this channel. That's why I wouldn't go long here, right? The signal bar is not that good, but the risk is not that large. So, might be willing to take that trade if you wanted to. But I'm going to try to stick to the plan here. I will set up an order here above yesterday's high because that will trigger the second entry long on the daily chart, and typically it'll be a very strong move, and it'll be a 2-point scalp, which I feel like I can easily get if we break above yesterday's high. Trap trade to the long side. The only thing I don't like about this right now is that it's going here in a very parabolic way, and it might be exhausted by the time it does get there. So that's one thing I don't like about this price action right now, but I'm pretty eager to enter a long trade here if it does trigger. I may even try to swing at 5 points. watching. I want a good setup. I want to enter a trade here, but maybe too leggy off the 20 MA. But the fact that we had an overshoot here makes me feel like we might come back to the bottom of the trading range, or sorry, the bottom of the channel here. Too leggy, possibly. This is a two-legged pullback, but A, B, C. I'm not sure. I don't know if I want to take this long. It is a second entry long here, but again, floating in the middle of nowhere. Not one that I like. Signal bar is decent, but it's an inside bar of this bar, meaning the top of this bar could be resistance. Just waiting for my setup. I mean, at least wait for the 20 EMA. At least wait for that. If not, I'll try to capture whatever I can get from up here. Coming down to the 20 EMA now. Touching it, tapping off of it. Just dancing on it right now. Do I like a 20 EMA trade off here? I personally don't like this trade actually. Because we had an overshoot, I'm thinking at least come back to the bottom of the trade of this trading, or sorry, this channel. It may happen. So it's a little hard. I mean, it's a small risk, right? It's less than it's about a 2-point risk here, so you can take it. But price action wise, I feel like we want to come to the bottom of this channel because we had an overshoot. Should lead to an undershoot, or at least a test of this trend line. So if you enter that trade, you just got stopped out with that spike down. And now we're gonna get closer to our trend line here. Still wouldn't take it here. I want to get closer to our trend line. Notice how this trend line here acted as a resistance, right? We came here, two-legged pullback, hits this and goes down. So it's not enough room. So overshoot to undershoot. Probably, I mean, gotta wait for a lot of price action here. Maybe trap trade to the long side. I'm thinking one more push down, but we'll see. We're kind of here where you have one push up, then another push up to make a new high. I kind of want to like break a trend type ish situation with a new low. Zeno Osituum says, I missed a fail second entry long. I sure did. I did miss it. I wasn't really excited. I wasn't sure what was going to happen there, to be honest. You may recognize this simply on its own, right? Break a trend to new high, reversal. That could be your trade right there. But in my opinion, when I see something like this, I typically don't like to go short when the uptrend is so strong, right? When the bull trend is so strong, I typically don't like to go short there. I typically don't like to look for the break a trend like this. When I look for a break a trend, I typically like to look for it making a moving average gap, right? According to Al Brooks, that's what you want. I'm actually looking for a new high still. Could be silly to thinking this is probably a very strong reversal, but in my opinion, we have first break of this trend and looking for a new high here. Getting a lower or higher low setup here. Second entry long. I'll take a trap trade to the long side. That's my setup here. Getting a two leggy. Might attempt to make a new low here. Notice our trend line, also 20 EMA acting as resistance. But in my opinion, I'm not trying to go short here. I'm actually trying to go long here, looking for a break of this high. So this is a two leggy, but I'm not looking for a short here right now. A, B, C. I'm actually looking for a trade like this. Fail second entry. You could consider this now a break of trend, looking for a new low. Decent signal bar to go short here. Looking for the trap trade to go long. Noticing that the bigger trend is playing out. I don't want to enter an outside bar reversal. Outside bar reversal. I'll take with the retracement here if it does pop above it. I'll take a retracement here. In this trade, clear, defined risk reward here. Looking for a new high here, potentially. This is not looking good, pandas. Feeling the heat. Feeling the heat. Oh, heat's back on. Okay, are we in the clear yet? Are we in the clear? Okay, okay. I don't like that double top. I don't like that double top forming. Don't like that. Okay, pushing higher. I don't like this failing. I don't want this to reverse on me. I don't like how that formed. I don't like that. I'm gonna come out, break even +1 if I can get it. Might be too late. I don't like these three wicks forming here. I want to get out of this trade now if I can, but it might be too late. I'm gonna try to come out break even if I can. I'll probably get hit. Oh, I'm feeling the heat. Definitely feeling the heat now. Woo! Sweating. Let's get out of this trade if we can get it. Taking the skunk. I'm just out of this trade. I did not like the formation. I didn't like how we have these wicks above here. And I did not like how that looked like. So I'm going to take a small loss right there and just move on to next trade. If it does bounce here, it is what it is. But I did not like the formation. I did not like how that looked. And if you kind of realize you're wrong, I just get out. I just get out. I didn't like how long it's taking for me to make my scalp. I took a small loss, but it's all good, Pandas. Still amazingly you'll be in this trade, but don't like it. Don't like the look of it. Don't like the feel of it. And you are still in this trade, and you are out of the trade, so you just got stopped out. So good skunk by me. Looking for a new low, looks like. Right? Break a trend to new low, perhaps. How many likes will it take? I don't know. That's a random thing. I don't know if that's a goal of mine. But I will say there is a goal today for 250 likes for that whiskey challenge. If you're just joining the channel, I'm Buy Money and welcome. Glad that you guys are here. Every single day we trade the emini 915, the largest, most liquid market in the world. We trade it every single day. We trade only one single setup, the two-legged pullback. It's a price action setup. If you want more details about the two-legged pullback, you can look at the description and find playlists going over the details, how to count legs, identify traps, how to identify second entries. We made that new low. Break a trend to new low here. At the end, this ended up becoming a break a trend new high reversal, double top, a reversal setup. Every single day we trade 100% risk-free using Apex funded traders. So the money I'm making, you get to keep, but any money you lose, you don't touch any of your own personal capital. How's that possible? Well, Apex is a prop firm that if you are able, right, to pass their evaluation, they'll give you a funded account. It's as easy as that. And you're able to, little as like $50, you can get funded with like a $25,000 account. And if you're interested in becoming funded, then you can use the coupon BBM50 for 50% off. Highly recommend to you guys to use that coupon. The nice thing is that once you use it, it's 50% off until the lifetime of that evaluation. Also, notice that the coupon will end by the end of this month, and so take advantage of it while it lasts. Now, Apex is funny because I have not known Apex to not have a 50% off. You know, I'm just in the dark as you guys, and so will they extend the coupon next, cycle, next quarter? I do not know, but I do know this one's gonna last until the end of June. So take advantage of it if you can. Big push down. On the higher time frame, there is a trading range currently forming here. So 10,000 tick chart, you have top of the trading range to the bottom of the trading range here, 10,000 tick. Big move down. Hopefully you guys are able to capture some of that. I obviously had a different bias. I think I'm trying to make one more new high here, but with that overshoot, there are chances where the overshoot to undershoot, where it won't retest the high, it would simply reverse, and this is one of those times. Right, in a sense, right, it broke trend the other way. Right, it broke the trend going above it, right, getting exhausted and reversing. Pretty big move down, very strong move down, strong bear bars ending near their lows, multiple bear bars in a row. Right, strong bear bars on the 10,000 tick chart, right, coming to the bottom of the trading range still. The 5 minute, big move up, big move down. This is showing some confusion here. Yeah, when they say 25K, they mean 25K of leverage. Exactly. Do I want a two-legged pullback here? If a two-legged pullback forms here, are we too late in trend to take part in it? Like, am I looking for a scalp going this way now? It's a good question. Not sure. Trying to anticipate a setup here. We do have a two-legged here, but it's near the bottom of the two-legged pullback. Right, it would trigger at the bottom. That's not what we like here. We need room from the previous pivot. Do we want a two-legged pullback here? Throw in the chat. Give me a 1 if you're looking for a long trade. Give me a 2 if you're looking for a short trade. Give me a 3 if you have no idea what you're doing. If you guys don't know, you know, I'm up. Well, let me go one more trade here. Potential trade here. Two-leggy off the 20 EMA. Do I want this trade? Man, I don't know if I want it. The fact that we had to break a trend to new low already here. The fact that we're at the bottom of the trading range on a 10,000 tick chart. Seems like a lot of you guys are looking for short trades or confused as I am. Clearly above the 20 MA now. Hard to go short when your bull bars look like this. There's no way you can go short now. That's kind of, I'm glad it did that because it makes it simple for me not to go short here. It takes any temptation away from me to want to go short. In fact, it makes me want to go long at this point. So I will attempt to go long here if we get a fail second entry short here. Notice bottom of the trading range to the top of the trading range on 10,000 tick chart. We're finding some resistance here at yesterday's close. Hard to take a fail-safe entry short here. We're so far above the 20 EMA. Alright, if this triggers, harder to go long here. What you would want is at least come back here. And then, look to go long. So this is why I wouldn't go long on that trap, because of the risk of it trying to get pulled back to the 20 EMA here. Thoughts and prayers for anyone who went long there on that fail-safe entry short. Your prayers may be answered. For those who went long. Micro triple bottom. It's a miracle. It's a modern day miracle. You have been saved. I do want to go long here. I'm looking for a long trade somewhere. I don't know if I like this trap though. This is not near key area. I would like it to be at the 20 EMA. Plus it's getting choppy now. Ozarks. I think Ozark's done. Oh yeah. Stranger Things is amazing. I'm not gonna lie though. What took the cake is Better Call Saul. That let's just say it blew my mind away. It was crazy. It was crazy. Better Call Saul. If you haven't watched it, it's I think, man, you know, honestly, if you didn't like Breaking Bad, you might not like Better Call Saul. But if you like Breaking Bad, I think it's like a must. You need to watch Better Call Saul. They have a bad guy. You know, they had Tuco in Breaking Bad. If I were to rank the antagonists from Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad, like the Breaking Bad universe, it would be Tuco, then Gus, and then Lilo. I think Lilo is actually, he is like he is like a horror film like monster. This guy, he just, man, anytime he enters a room, you just know he is just capable of anything. Too leggy here. A, B, C. I think I waited long enough. I'm gonna enter long here. Do not copy my trades. Just priming up my order. I'm gonna wait for this candle to finish actually. Two-legged pullback off the 20 MA. Terrible signal bar, but the risk is not that large. It's about 3-point risk. Ooh, we're pushing down now. Signal bar still pretty terrible. Now getting large, about 3.5 points, 3.25 point risk. Risk is quite large here. Ugly signal bar. Not interested. Also trap trade triggered on a 10K chart. Right, we have not this. We have third push down here, making a failed second entry long here. Couldn't break above the previous pivot high. Reversing here. We may get a higher low setup on the 10K chart, but currently kind of hard for me to go long now. Hard for me to go long right here. Beneath the 20 MA, bouncing off yesterday's close, right, acting as resistance. When you bounce off a resistance like that, hard for me to trade into it. Again, it may work this time, but yeah. End up getting a second entry long. Nice scalp there, but beneath the 20 MA, bouncing off a resistance. Hard for me to take that, in my opinion. Perhaps a higher low setup may be a nice way to enter this, but that setup alone, difficult. It could also be a trading range, failed breakdown the trading range. You may have wanted to enter to get back to the top of the trading range. You could have traded like that as well, but for me, that's still difficult. Difficult trade for me to take. It looks like it wants to go up. What can I say? It looks strong, and it looks like it wants to go up. double bottom here. I may stray from the plan here. I actually may stray from the plan. Do not copy my trades. I will be entering a trade here long. That double bottom to me is the pullback that... Do not copy my trades. I am straying from the plan. Do not copy my trades. I'm eager to go long here. This looks very bullish to me. It looks very, very bullish to me. Do not copy my trades. In long here. It looks very bullish, so I'm gonna try to go long here. Do not copy my trades. I'm trying to see if I want to swing this. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. I didn't stick with the plan. Sorry, pandas. I just saw the double bottom here, thinking the market was just being, you know, stingy with us, and it's gonna make a move up here without us. And you know, I guess I kind of stuck with the plan because the 10,000 tick chart does trigger the higher low second entry long. That's why I entered long there, because of this trade here. But I wasn't willing to risk 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you know, 9 points, 8 to 9 points here. I wasn't willing to risk all of that. So it's kind of not the trade I typically would take, but I like the fact that we're above the 20 MA higher low setup here, and you know, the 10K chart made me want to enter that trade, plus the fact that, you know, we had a two-leggy here and looking for a new high, right? We're basically looking for a new high with a break of trend here, and so this is why I thought we would have at least another move up, right? Wanted a little more higher, but I was contemplating if I wanted to swing it or just scalp it, and the fact that I was kind of like in a trade that I didn't really want, I wish it did trigger. I wish that trigger one tick below here, so we would get a nice, you know, second entry long here on the 2K chart, but it only happened with the 10K chart. I still have my trade up here, so we'll see what happens. Make sure you guys scalp that like button. Only 89 likes, and we have a whiskey challenge at 250 likes. Not even close, pandas. Seems like most of you guys are doing evals with Apex, which is good news. 10% of you guys don't know what Apex is. 15% of you guys are funded, and I think that's the best news yet. You know, imagine, you know, especially if you have multiple accounts, right? I made $160 right now, but if you knew how many accounts I have, I did not make $160 today. Like, right, you know, we're talking about 1 hour of trading, and because of the power of Apex and the trade copier, I did not make $160 today. I made a lot more than that. You know, just imagine if I even had 4 accounts, how much money that would be. It'd be over $500 made today. And you know, I have a lot more than 4 accounts, but I'm just saying, you know, even with 4 accounts, if you can make $100 per day on average, you multiply by 1,000, and at the end of the year, you can make $100,000. Right? The math is simple. It's so simple. So simple. If you have 4 accounts, you multiply that by 250 for the amount of trading days in a year, which equals 1,000. Then you multiply that by the average you make per day, and that's how much you can make by the end of the year. So if you can make $100 a day, you multiply that by 1,000, and at the end of the year, you can make $100,000. You know, and you're talking about the initial investment you make is so small because the 50% off code. You can have multiple, you know, accounts with a trade copier, and that is just, that's the power. That's a true power to prop firm, in my opinion. Not only is it risk-free, but the fact that you're able to have potential to make more money than you probably would ever be able to make doing anything else. At least for most of us. Now, I don't know everyone's situation here. I imagine if you are, you know, like a millionaire, you know, I guess millionaire is kind of maybe easier these days. But I'll say, most likely if you're in this, watching this, you are not, you know, you don't have that financial freedom. We're above 100 likes. Can we get to 250 likes today? It's gonna be tough. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna be tough. About 5 more minutes to get there. But if you guys get it, I will. You know, I keep my promise, and I'll sip on some whiskey for you guys. Amazing, the trading range indicator from the bottom to the top, right? The trading range indicator is spot on a 10,000 tick chart right now. Question is, are we gonna come back all the way back down? What are your fees for that many accounts after passing eval? The fee is like a flat $85 fee, I think. So that depends on how many accounts you have. German Castillo asks, if you lose 300 with a trade copier, do you lose on all of them as well? That's, yes, it is true. If you lose money, then you lose it across all your accounts. And so, you have to make $100 per average, right? So that includes your losses and your wins. Basically, what you just need to be is profitable. If you can be profitable, then you multiply that by the amount of accounts you have, then you'll be in good shape. If you can't be profitable, as in like you can't make even $100 a day trading, then, you know, of course, if you're not profitable, then you're not going to be able to make money. Even with anything, it doesn't matter what you have, you won't be able to make money. And so, this by definition. And so, yeah, we already had break a trend to new high here, so I'm not eager to go long here, but we're clearly above the 20 MA. But for me, I have so many accounts. I can, you know, I actually split my trading. Like I split my accounts up. I trade some of them every day. I have a couple I trade every single day, but I have some of them that I trade every other day. So I split up my accounts, and so if I do blow one set of them, I'll still have my other set. So that's to try to prevent that from happening. $114 likes. Then you got about 3 more minutes, pandas. Jorn asks, why don't you trade more contracts instead of multiple accounts? Simple, because of the trailing threshold. You spread your risk across multiple accounts. It's a lot easier to bust an account if you trade, let's say four contracts on an account. It's a lot easier to bust that account than trading one contract on that account across 4 accounts, right? Much easier spreading that risk around. Right, so we had to break a trend to new high, and even though we made a big push up, like a two-leggy here, it reverses. Christian Ortiz asks, I thought live accounts don't have trailing thresholds. They do up until you can get them to static. If you get them high enough, then they turn to static. But, you know, until then, you can trade more contracts. But I will say you need a nice safe buffer before doing so. Even with the 50K accounts, you can trade up to 10 contracts. That's a lot of contracts, I think. And I don't think at any point in time I would really trade more than 10 contracts on any one account. All right, Pandas. Unfortunately, we could not make our goal, 119 likes, but I do appreciate you guys participating and trying your best. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up here. So I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow, 9 o'clock for the pre-market show, 9:15 for the mainstream, and yeah, hopefully you guys can join tomorrow. And yeah, if you guys don't know, the pre-market show for the Pandas, I share all my account balances, I share all my off-stream trades. So if you want to see all that, then you guys can become Pandas. But that's information for the Pandas. All right, everyone. I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning. As always, happy trading. God bless. Bye.